Alright, I'm out here at the sidekick. It's been plowed, but it ain't had no rain. I seen this piece of flint and I've been over there to pick that piece of flint up. And I look a little closer, and right beside of it is that. You got a little tip damage, but you can see, it's just so dusty out here. I'm gonna look for a few minutes more. I ain't gonna stay here very much longer unless I find a killer. And I'm subject to, I mean, if you see one like that, you know, ever how you gotta see him. If it's going to look for another piece, well then, he was still found, irregardless. But I got another place or two I'm fixing to try to go on to in just a few minutes, because I think it's had a little bit more rain on it. Not a great deal, but a whole lot more than this. This is soft under your feet. It's just fine. They plowed it pretty deep. This may be the last thing they do. Anyway, I'll see if I can find something else. Hey guys, I just relocated out here to the site where I told you last week was about a quarter acre. I just literally walked up in the field. Right there's the edge. And who knows, base may be gone on it, but front end of it looks good. Oh, look at there, look at there. Heck yeah. Well, that's sweet right there. I don't know if you can see them colors or not in it. It's got some pretty banding in it. Some pretty good flaking on it too. Them sides on it feels ground, but the base don't. Anyway, heck yeah, done. First, I hadn't made 4 steps up in the field, just got here. This has had a little more rain on it. It was plowed last week, part of it was, and I couldn't walk it. So what I found was on over that way, several rows. You can see it's got a hump in it right up here. Well, I don't know if you can tell it or not, but anyway, there's a hump that goes across this way. Let's keep looking. I'm back. I went down that way. You can see it rolls off down there. I'm gonna check that hump over. I did last year, but this thing was a mess last year. It was the end of the season. And then of course you can see it kind of rolls off right there too. And then it rolls off down that way. And if you turn around, it rolls right down in a gully right there. But I've checked all that over there. All that's tobacco too, and goes way back in there. I found one piece right over in there last week. It was broken, but I walked right smart of that over there because it's kind of a high spot too. But I walked up on a piece right here. Hadn't been here in no time. What I can see of it looks wholly small, but possibly sweet. I've got 3 or 4 more broken pieces. Oh, beautimous. Just beautimous. Heck yeah. This place is turning out to be a real little spot. Don't take long to walk it, but if there's a bunch of stuff laying out here, I'll spend my time on it. All right, I ain't been here 15 minutes, done got 2. I'm gonna keep on looking. There's flint out here, and right here on this hump. So if you see a piece of flint, I mean it's likely worked. I've got 4 or 5 broken ones. That's sweet. Just keep looking. I've walked up on another piece. Looks like got a little tip damage, but it's a good sized piece. See the little tip's gone, but I can see. Looks like it's got a part of a base on it. And it's got most of the base on it. Well, we'll take it. We'll just keep looking. Maybe when they get it all plowed up, good rain on it, which, you know, rains are going to be scarce from here on out. Most of the time we can expect rain around the 4th of July. If we can get that after all this gets plowed, it'll still be a good place to look, because it don't take just a whole long time to check it out. I found a bunch of halves and whatnot. There's another triangular type piece. The sides feel ground on it, but the base don't. The tip broke on it. Kind of big blunt a while ago. It's whole. Big to be a blunt. Anyway, a worthwhile trip. I'm gonna keep on looking a little while. Later. Alright guys, I went to my truck to get something to drink and I just walked back up in the field. There's looks like a big preform or blade or something. Yeah, see, it's preform. Looks like some Fort Payne there. I'll get it cleaned up after a while. This is a neat place. This is kind of cornered up in this field, and right over there's a holler. I'm sure there's a big spring right down in there. Probably runs off in another branch. It probably follows this wood line all the way down. But this place is probably, I'm guessing, at least 5 or 6 miles, you know, or so from any main creek. And a lot of sites I hunt, they're not on the main creek. And I don't live nowhere near a river. I'm 25 miles from the nearest river. So pretty much everything that I hunt is either around, you know, creeks or little feeders, you know, spring heads and things like that. So you don't have to be on the river to find good sites. This is a decent site for no bigger than it is, which it's an isolated area, but over a huge bunch of land. But if you can find these little spring heads and elevated spots near them, you know, most of the time there's a little occupation there anyway. They traveled continually, I'm sure. All right, I'm off here. Yeah, bring it on. Just trying to get back to the truck. Walking at an angle. It looks broke. There it is. Right up under the shade of that tobacco plant. Oh man, look at that. Anyway, let's get out of here before we get wet. Let the tobacco get wet. Well, just did make it in. There's one of my sites is over to the right here. You won't ever be able to see it, but right over there, one of my sites. It's getting pounded right now. Maybe tomorrow. I need some new blades, don't you think? Let's try this again. I just done a cleanup. When I pushed the pause button, I realized I just started it. A lot of broken stuff today, which is common. I've accepted that a great percentage of the stuff that I find, or anybody finds, wherever it's found, it's going to be broke. But I don't have to like it. That's an early archaic piece. It's some cool flaking ground base. This is also one of these little Kanawha. This is off the 1 acre site. I said a half acre. It's probably an acre of it. I got to look a half acre last time. I looked the whole thing again this time. It's about an acre of it probably. That'd have been a sweet piece right there, boy. Got about an inch of rain in 30 minutes on my way home. I hope I got it on the sidekick. I went there this morning, you seen, I found a few pieces. I didn't even bother cleaning them up. It was flooding when I got home, and I just ran in the house with what I had from the 1 Acre Site and thought I'd clean it up. Wasn't on the best days of exercising patience, so I just left the sidekick hot and dusty, and I wanted to find something. I believe that's Fort Payne shirt. That's pretty. I had a pretty productive day I was out a couple of hours probably at this site. That's a pretty piece right there, color wise. Big impact fracture on the end of it. And a nice skinner or whatnot. I've seen this big blunt. That place has got, it's got great potential for no bigger than what it is. I believe that was like a Decatur rough. Harrodsburg, you can't hardly see no flaking pattern on that. This right here, it's a cool piece. I mean, it's broken of course, but these sides, they're just ground real heavy on both sides. Of course, the base is not ground, but I'm sure if it's hafted, that's got reason to be rough. I found this little bird. He's pretty cool. Little guy. And this right here be the find of the day when I first walked up in the field. There it laid. Really pretty colors in it. And it also, these edges are ground up about a ½ inch on both sides. You can probably see it. But the base acts like it's probably been hafted and wobbled a little bit, but I believe it's early archaic.
There are stars in the southern sky.
You see the flaking on it.
Southward as you go.
It's complete though. It's a pretty piece in my opinion. I was really glad to find it. Well, with that inch that fell, if I got that on sites that I've got to hunt right now, I'll be have a good chance of finding some stuff by midweek or so. I probably won't go tomorrow if it doesn't everywhere that I hunt. An inch in an hour or an inch in 30 minutes, it'll have to dry a day or two. But I won't bore you. I appreciate you watching. Had a good day. Anytime you can find anything, it's a good day. Later.